Imagine this. You're walking down a quiet street at night. The air is cold, but you barely notice. Your mind is replaying a conversation you had years ago. Words spoken, expressions exchanged, the way your chest tightened when they said something that changed everything. The streetlight above flickers, and just as your foot hits a loose stone, something strange happens. The memory doesn't feel like the past. It feels present, as if you're somehow there again. And just as you begin to shake the feeling off, your phone buzzes. A message. It's from someone you haven't met yet. Someone who, if the timing of your life shifts even slightly, will one day change it forever. But you don't know that yet. Not consciously. Still, something inside you recognizes the name. How is it that your past can grip you like it's happening now, while your future can tug at you like déjà vu? Why does now feel so fragile, so easily swallowed by memories and predictions? What exactly is this moment you call the present? And why does it feel like it's always slipping through your fingers the moment you try to hold it? Here's the paradox that refuses to let go. Every second you experience vanishes the instant it arrives. The past is gone. The future hasn't happened. Yet somehow, everything you are is a product of both. You carry regrets, guilt, nostalgia. You chase hopes, dreams, fears. You live in a narrow sliver of time, but you feel the pull of both ends. It's as if you're stretched between what no longer exists and what doesn't exist yet. So what if time doesn't work the way you think it does? What if the past, present, and future are not three separate things, but one, coexisting in a way your brain refuses to accept? Physicists have suggested it. Philosophers have warned of it. Mystics have whispered it for centuries. Time, they say, might be an illusion, a persistent, convincing hallucination that keeps you running in circles, believing in a forward march that may not exist at all. But if time is an illusion, what does that make you? The person you were 10 years ago still echoes inside you. Your future self haunts your decisions. And the you listening to this now is a fragile, flickering thought between two infinities. Yet you cling to this moment like it's real, like it's all that matters. Why? Because the alternative is terrifying. If the past still exists, if the future is already written, then your sense of agency, your free will, your identity, your choices may all be smoke. So you tell yourself stories to make the chaos manageable. I am who I am because of what I've done. I can change. The future is mine to shape. But in the quietest moments, when no one is watching, don't you feel it? A strange weight behind your eyes, a ghost of something that hasn't happened yet, an ache for a moment long gone that somehow still owns you. What if all of this is a game of perception? What if your brain creates time because it needs to survive, to make sense of motion, to give you the illusion of control, to stop you from unraveling? And what would happen if you did unravel? Would you break, or would you wake up? This question isn't academic. It isn't scientific trivia. It's existential, psychological, devastatingly personal. Because if the past and future exist right now, in some way your senses can't detect, then everything you believe about memory, regret, destiny, and free will must be re-examined. Every goodbye you've said, every plan you've made, every promise, betrayal, turning point, and dream, they might all still be happening right now. What does that make this moment? What does that make you? If this unsettles you, it should, because you're about to follow a thread that could pull apart the very structure of reality as you know it. You're about to look at time not as a ticking clock, but as a trap. Next, we'll explore why this illusion exists and what it's really doing to your mind. But be warned, once you see it, you can't unsee it. Time haunts you, not as ticking seconds, but as shadows in your mind of things you can't change and things you haven't yet faced. The problem isn't just that we misunderstand time. The deeper issue is this: your entire identity is built on a misunderstanding of what time even is. Carl Jung believed the psyche is shaped not only by lived experience, but by archetypes outside linear time, symbols that emerge across centuries, echoing through dreams. What if the unconscious already knows that time isn't linear, but your waking mind refuses to accept it? Friedrich Nietzsche posed a brutal question. What if every moment of your life had to repeat eternally? Not as metaphor, but literally. Could you endure it? Or would the weight of that eternal return crush you? Your brain wasn't designed to grasp timelessness. It evolved for survival, not truth. It simplifies everything into sequences, this before that, cause then effect, memory leading to intention. But that's storytelling, not physics. You say, I am who I am because of what I've been through. But that's not memory. It's narrative construction. Memories are not movies stored in your brain. They are reconstructions, interpretations, edited constantly to serve your current identity. You don't remember the past. You imagine it from the present. And the future? You don't predict it. You project onto it. You fill in blanks with fantasies, anxieties, goals. You edit possible timelines based on emotion, not logic. But still, you treat these fabrications as real. Jean-Paul Sartre called this your bad faith. The lies you tell yourself to cope with freedom. You cling to clocks and calendars to avoid the abyss of responsibility. If time is fixed, you are not to blame. You were late because time ran out. You regret because the past can't be undone. But time doesn't run. It doesn't move. You do. You think you're flowing through time, but maybe time is still, and you're the one constructing the movement. Viktor Frankl, in the depths of Auschwitz, discovered something, that man's last freedom lies in how he chooses to perceive suffering. That even when the past is unbearable and the future is uncertain, meaning is possible in the now. But what is now? A second? A heartbeat? By the time you say now, it's already past. The tension builds because you sense this lie in your bones. You live as if time is real, but something doesn't sit right. You feel disconnected, anxious, rushed. And you blame external causes, deadlines, aging, pressure. But what if the real enemy is the invisible architecture in your mind, your own belief in time? This isn't just abstract. It's spiritual warfare between what you know and what you feel. You sense something is wrong with how life is organized. You just haven't had the words to confront it until now. Next, you'll see what this illusion is costing you personally, culturally, and neurologically. The price of believing in linear time may be far higher than you ever imagined. You wake up with a start, already late. A quick scroll through notifications reminds you of everything you haven't done. You move faster, not because you're free, but because you're trapped in a story you never chose to write, a story ruled by time. But here's the catch. The trap is invisible. You believe time is real, so you make plans, set goals, and punish yourself when you fall behind. You live under the tyranny of should have and need to. You rehearse futures that don't exist. You replay moments you can't return to. You call it productivity. You call it ambition. But it's anxiety. Neuroscience shows the mind is terrible at staying in the present. Studies using fMRI scans reveal that your brain spends nearly 50% of waking life simulating events that are either long gone or haven't happened yet. And the more time you spend doing that, the less happy you are. It's called the default mode network, the part of the brain most active when you're not focused on the present. It lights up when you daydream, regret, catastrophize. It fuels your inner monologue. What if I had said something different? What if this goes wrong? This isn't just annoying. It's a silent predator. You miss real life while trying to manage imaginary versions of it. And it's everywhere. Social media reinforces a warped sense of time, showing you idealized snapshots of others' past moments, while pushing you to chase future perfection. The result? A constant sense that you're behind, missing out, or failing. Culture weaponizes this illusion. You're sold urgency, limited time offers, productivity hacks, 5-year plans. You're told to treat your 20s like investments, your 30s like deadlines, your 40s like reckonings. You measure your life by metrics, grades, salaries, milestones, each one a timestamp that defines your worth. Meanwhile, the present is neglected. You don't live in the moment. You post about it. There's no time for wonder, no time for silence. Because silence means confronting the unbearable question. What if I'm not moving forward at all? The truth is, you don't fear time. You fear stillness. Because stillness might reveal the lie. Even language betrays you. You say, time flies. But time doesn't fly, you do. Toward what? No one knows. You just keep moving because stopping feels like death. And maybe that's the root of it. You fear time because you fear mortality. You fear being frozen in a moment, unseen, unremembered, meaningless. So you cling to clocks as if they guarantee motion, progress, legacy. But what if your addiction to time is the very thing killing your presence? What if time isn't passing, but you are? This isn't philosophical indulgence. It's psychological sabotage. And unless you break the spell, you will spend your life running toward a future that never arrives and mourning a past that never truly left. But what if you could rebel? Next, we tear down the illusion. Not with theories, but with fire. We learn how to break free. Stop. Breathe. You've been told that moving forward is the only way, that slowing down means falling behind, that the clock is your master, and your value is measured in output. But what if you turned around? What if you stopped running and asked the unthinkable question? What if this moment is all there is and has always been? Rebellion doesn't start with revolution. It starts with perception. The first act of defiance is to see. See that the calendar is not your enemy, but neither is it real. It's a tool, a framework, a language we use to navigate chaos. But like any language, it can lie. It can enslave. So you stop believing the lie. You stop chasing time. You start inhabiting it. Here's the radical shift. The past and future are not places. They are mental events. They are stories, not destinations. And stories can be rewritten. Mystics in nearly every tradition have known this. In Zen, enlightenment is not reaching a better future. It's awakening to the timelessness of the present. The Buddha never taught how to fix your life. He taught how to see through it. Jesus said the kingdom of God is now, not later, not someday. Eckhart Tolle wrote that time isn't precious at all, because it is an illusion. What you perceive as precious is not time, but the one point that is out of time, the now. This isn't self-help fluff. It's nuclear truth. Because when you fully experience the now, without narrative, without ego, you become untouchable. You begin to remember, you are not in time. Time is in you. Historical examples of this shift are not just found in sages and monks. Albert Einstein, who knew the math behind time, once wrote, "The distinction between past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion." And yet he mourned, he loved, he feared. That's the paradox. You can know the illusion and still feel its grip. But you're not powerless. You can slow down. You can stop measuring your life in milestones. You can question every clock, every deadline, every voice that tells you you're late. Try it. Instead of asking, "What should I do next?" ask, "What is this moment trying to show me?" Instead of escaping to memory or fantasy, occupy your breath. Instead of seeing time as a river carrying you away, see it as a mirror reflecting you. All of you. Always. This is how the illusion weakens. Not by arguing with it, but by refusing to play along. You don't kill time. You wake up from it. And when you do, the silence that follows isn't empty. It's alive. Not with potential, not with plans. With presence. A presence so vast, so total, it eclipses everything you thought you needed to become. And then, you begin to remember something even more disturbing. Something that shakes the foundations of what you are. Ready for it? Because next comes the ultimate truth. You sit alone, no noise, no deadline, no story playing in your head. And in that rare, raw moment, without past to regret or future to chase, you realize something terrifying. You've never actually experienced the past. You've never stood in the future. You have only ever existed here, now. Everything else, memory, anticipation, nostalgia, fear, is noise. Sophisticated, convincing noise. And yet, you've built your entire life on it. You called yourself broken because of a past you can no longer touch. You called yourself hopeful because of a future that doesn't exist. But you, the one listening to this, have never left this single flickering point in reality. The past is memory. The future is imagination. And the present? It is the only thing that has ever actually happened. This truth is not comforting. It's not romantic. It's obliterating. Because it forces you to confront that the version of you that suffered, that succeeded, that made mistakes or had dreams, they're echoes, flickers in the mind's theater. And the version of you you're working so hard to become, that's fiction too. You're not becoming anything. You are already everything you've ever been, and everything you'll ever be, right now. In physics, there's a theory called the block universe. It says that all points in time exist simultaneously, like cities on a map. The past, present, and future are not flowing. They just are. Time doesn't pass. It is. You think you're moving through time. But what if you're not moving at all? What if it's just your consciousness scanning across fixed frames, like a flashlight moving across a painting? This changes everything, because if the future already exists, then your destiny isn't waiting. It's already there. Not in a fatalistic way, but in a way that demands presence, not control. If the past is still there, too, then nothing is ever truly lost. Every goodbye, every breakthrough, every version of you, they're still unfolding, frozen in a dimension your eyes can't see, but your soul still feels. You are not a line. You are not a journey. You are a constellation of moments, eternally alive, eternally now. And once you see this, really see it, something breaks open. Time loses its teeth. Death loses its grip. Urgency dissolves. You stop chasing. You see. You realize there is no finish line. There is no becoming. There is only being. And that is the final, most powerful realization. You are not bound by time. You are being time. The moment you stop measuring yourself by its passing, you stop shrinking. You expand. You align. You exist. Not in the past. Not in the future. But forever in this strange, beautiful, impossible present, where everything has already happened, and nothing has ever left. If this video made you question the nature of time, wait till you see what we uncover next. Hit subscribe, share your thoughts in the comments, and when you're ready for the next illusion to fall, the next video will be waiting.